Hey everyone, my name is Melody. Welcome to my channel where we discuss how to be a responsible consumer by way of project pans, no buys, and tips on how you can be the most ethical consumer you can be. Today I'm going to compare 3 major seasonal subscription boxes. So I'm not unboxing the boxes right now. I'm simply going to give an overview of each one, and then I'm going to give a couple examples for a reference point in terms of how much you pay per item, what type of a discount you get, and some insight into the 3 boxes. I received the Winter 2020 Fabfitfun box, the Winter 2020 Curatuer box, and the 2021 Causebox. They're all the same season, but Causebox considers theirs the 2021, whereas the other two call themselves the 2020 winter box. This is the first time I've received all 3 of the boxes in the same season, so I thought it would be a really fun time to compare the 3 in case somebody out there is considering getting a seasonal box and they don't know which one to choose. I don't necessarily think one is hands down the best choice universally. I think it's going to come down to personal preference. So I'm going to start by talking about the pros and cons of Fabfitfun because that seems to be the most popular box. I see Fabfitfun as having several pros. First of all, they ship early in the season. Their season begins ahead of the actual calendar season, which I really like because I'm a forward thinker. I'm always excited about the next thing coming up. So I get to think about spring starting at the end of January, and then they'll start shipping, I think sometime in February or March, and so I have my box in time to enjoy the seasonal items for the entire season. I think that's a really strong pro of Fabfitfun. Another pro of Fabfitfun is that you can customize the box. It's highly customizable. For seasonal subscribers, so you pay every season, which is $50, you can customize 3 out of the 8 items in your box. And I say 8, and I'm kind of generalizing here because sometimes there are some differences from season to season. And if you're an annual subscriber, which is $45 per box, but you pay ahead of time, then you can customize 5 of the 8 items. So that's one pro. I have an opinion on that. I do appreciate that, but at the same time, I also see it as a con, but I'm going to get to that at the end. So what I especially like about it is you can add additional customizations. So for example, if there's a blanket, a robe, a makeup case, some moisturizer, all in one category, and I want the blanket and the robe, I can choose the blanket as my primary choice, and then I can add the robe for an additional $15, which really is not a bad price in my opinion. Fabfitfun also has a really extensive add-on market. So with each box, there's a period of time that you can go in and add on to your box, and so everything is at a steep discount. This is the box to go for if you are looking for massive quantities of things at a great value. Then Fabfitfun is for you. Some cons to the box, as far as I see it, they typically do not seek out cruelty-free beauty options and hair care and skincare, so that's definitely a big con for me. I end up not choosing those items in the box if I have a choice, and in recent history, I can't remember being sent something that wasn't cruelty-free, as in it was always a customization choice, but a couple years ago I received some Dr. Brandt skincare, for example, which is not cruelty-free, and I had no choice in that. But since then, they've become a lot more customizable, so I think I'm pretty confident I could avoid all non-cruelty-free items if I wanted to in the Fabfitfun box. Which kind of piggybacks on the next statement. It definitely has the lowest percentage of ethically made and sourced items in their box, and to me, ethically made is going to include cruelty-free. It also includes forced labor, labor trafficking, that sort of thing, not paying living wages, not having safe working conditions for the people creating the products that go into the box. Now, I've never been to their clothing factory in China let's say, but it just has sweatshop written all over it. So I'm going to move on to Causebox. So Causebox is definitely the most ethical of the boxes, of these 3 boxes I'm going to discuss. They source their items really ethically, they put a lot of thought into it, and actually that's why they exist, is to give work to people that need it around the world. They have artisans that they support, and it's a really cool cause. I've only ever seen cruelty-free items within Causebox, and I haven't read anywhere that that is part of their mission, but I would expect that it is. They're also very ingredient conscious. I haven't been offended by any ingredients that they've included in any of their beauty or other personal care items. Causebox is also another great way to be introduced to ethically sourced and ethically manufactured brands. That's a huge deal. I mean, my entire YouTube channel is based on that, so it obviously is a huge deal to me, and so therefore Causebox gets a lot of credit with me. Moving on to some cons about Causebox. One of the things that it really bothers me, and this is kind of getting back to what I was saying in Fabfitfun about being able to add on customizations. In Causebox, they have 2 unalike products in a given category, and annual subscribers get to choose between the 2, but seasonal do not. So, for example, in this last box, there was a sweater and there was a tea kettle, 2 very different items. I'm annual, so I got to choose, but if I were a seasonal subscriber, my box could look so different than someone else's box just because I'm a seasonal subscriber. And you don't have the option to add on the other customization. So if they gave the option to add on the other customization, this probably wouldn't be a con for me anymore, but just thinking about if I were a seasonal subscriber, I would just be sitting there crossing my fingers for the items I wanted, and that just doesn't feel so fun to me. I know you can swap, and I know that they need incentive to get people to sign up for annual memberships, but I just think that they should allow seasonal members to customize at least the big ticket item, if not 2 of the items in the box. And I don't think I've mentioned yet that Causebox is $55 per season, but if you sign up for an annual membership, it gets it down to $50 per box, so you're just paying that all ahead of time. Both Fabfitfun and Causebox allow you to skip a season if you're signed up for an annual membership, but they handle it different ways. Fabfitfun gives you $45, or the cost of your box, in add-on credit, and Causebox just pushes your subscription out another month. But if you're in the final, or excuse me, another season, if you're in the final season of your annual subscription, then my understanding is you can't skip that final box. I would think that if you don't tell them that you're going to cancel after that, you'd be able to skip it and then extend your membership to that next season and then cancel after that season. Another con of Causebox is that they ship really late in the season. I got my winter box in January of 2021, and really early in January. I mean, it's only January 4th now, so I got it on January 2nd. But I'm one of the lucky ones. My box shipped almost right away, and a lot of people are still waiting. I think they ship based on what you've selected. So I chose the planner, and from my understanding, the people with the planner got shipped a little bit sooner in the lineup. But those with the planner and the kettle are still not shipped as early as the planner and the sweater. But those are theories based on the community forums and groups that, you know, we get together and we create theories because we're bored and we don't want to wait for boxes. One other con to Causebox, and I don't think this is that big of a deal, but definitely something worth mentioning. So with Fabfitfun, their add-ons are shipped with the box. So as long as you are receiving a box that season, or you're adding them onto your seasonal box that's shipping, you get free shipping without a minimum purchase. If you're doing add-ons outside of your window to add on to your box, then you do have a minimum payment or minimum purchase requirement for free shipping. But with Causebox, those items, the add-on market items, ship completely separately from your box and usually really late. Again, I lucked out this season, and I'm going to receive my add-on items today on January 4th. So that's really, really early. My fall add-on items came I think like 6 weeks after I ordered them, but that's within the window of when they say they're going to ship it. So it wasn't like I was upset about it. They tell us ahead of time, but it's just not as fun as getting them early. I mean, we're impatient, aren't we? Moving on to, I dread saying the name of this box every single time I have to say it. It used to be Box of Style, Rachel Zoe's Box of Style. That's so simple. And yet they decided to change it to Curatuer or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, that's con number 1. Just kidding. Okay. So this box is, again, quarterly. It's $100 per quarter. You get a slight discount if you sign up for an annual subscription. I never have. And I'm going to speak more on that at the end of the video. But they always have discount codes for new members, but if you use a different email address, and sometimes I don't even think you need to do that, then you can use a discount code and get the box for significantly cheaper. I got mine this season for $65, plus an extra gift, which is one of my favorite items that came with the box. So to me, it's worth canceling and signing up again, but I know that, whatever, I don't know. Okay. Oftentimes, this box does include ethically made items. Not always, and that's not their shtick, but they do often include ethically made items. Another pro of Curatuer, whatever, is you don't get product overload. So you typically get 5 items per season, and that's it. If you sign up and you get the extra item, then you get 6 items per season. And so you're not going to end up with product overload, like I said. All members can customize, which is awesome. So but it's usually only 1 item, maybe 2 items, and it's usually just a color variation and not a different item. Now here is what I'm going to get back to with the customizations with Fabfitfun and Causebox. I like the way Curatuer does it. I like that it's the same items in the box. Everybody ends up with the same box. They just have a different color or something. I am of that era of subscription boxes, and I like it. That's my preferred way. I love that there are options for people. It probably makes for less complaining, and I get why you want to do that. You want to please the customer, but there's just something about the nostalgia of, hey, this is what we're getting in our box this season, and it just brings a nice sense of community. So I appreciate that, but I really do understand why customizing is a huge perk for a lot of people. Another pro is, and this is very personal, a lot of my favorite items, not just from subscription boxes, but items in general, have come from Box of Styles in the past. And they just have great items. The curation is exactly to my taste, and I know that's not going to be everybody's taste, and that brings me to my first con, is that they're fancier items. They're not going to be your everyday items. So this box is going to be meant for the people that are just looking for a little boost to their style for the season, and I think that's the intention of this box, and for me it hits the right chord. I really like, it's rare that I look at a box and I think, I don't really like that. It's not to my taste. But I do know a lot of people feel that way, and I tend to be, again, I'm going to mention my Enneagram number. I'm a number 3. I'm also a 7, but in this case, this is a symptom of being number 3. If I go to a party, I'm going to be the fanciest one there. That's just how I am. So that's why Rachel Zoe's Curatuer box works so well for me. Another con is that it's expensive. It is double the price, roughly, of the other boxes, and so a lot of people might not see it being worth it, especially since you're only getting 5 items, but each of those 5 items have a higher retail value than the other 2 boxes, which brings me to a point for all 3 boxes and subscription boxes in general. Oftentimes, these boxes have collaborations with manufacturers and companies that create items specifically for this box, which means that there's a lot of subjectivity that goes into pricing that item. They can say, okay, I'm going to make this bag. My bags typically retail for $400. Well, they because this isn't on the retail market and it's just going into the box, they can use lesser quality items and put the same price tag on as their typical bags, and you can't, you know, do anything about it because it's not sold anywhere else. So that is what it is. It's a subjective price slapped on there for the sake of the subscription boxes to get the retail value higher. So I do think all of these boxes are guilty of that to a degree. And of course there's going to be some items that are sold, they're not made specifically for the box, in which case that retail value is obviously very objective. And my last con for Curatuer is the market items are expensive. I've never added anything on to any of my Curatuer boxes because I can't afford to. They're expensive. Okay, so just to give you a point of reference, I want to show you the favorite item I got in each of these 3 winter boxes and tell you a little bit of the cost breakdown. So in Fabfitfun, I'm going to say that these mugs from Lily Pulitzer are my favorite item, and that might change tomorrow. Tomorrow I might say the robe is my favorite item because it was just so packed full of really great things. It was really hard to decide, but I really like these mugs. They have a retail value of $42. Based on the total retail value of my box and me paying $40 to $45 for the box, I ended up paying $7.27 for these mugs. It's a pretty daggone good deal. And that means I got these at an 82% discount. Again, for Causebox, I had a really hard time choosing my favorite item. I think I'm going to go with these earrings, the simple gold hoop. And these had a retail value of $38 based on the retail value and the retail value of the box and me paying $50 for the box. I ended up paying $7.25 for these earrings, and that works out to be an 81% discount. Just like the other 2 boxes, I had a really hard time choosing my favorite item from the Curatuer box, but I think I'm going to go with this clutch slash bag. I just like it. I can't wait until I can go to the opera and live theater again. This will be a very nice clutch to bring along. It'll go with a lot of things. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. This has a retail value of $110. It's by Understated Leather, so it is vegan leather. Based on it being a $65 box for me this season and the retail value total of the box, I ended up paying $13.42 for this, and that's an 88% discount. So I hope that helps give some insight into a comparison of the 3 major seasonal boxes. If you have any questions, I would love to hear them. You can put them in the comments below. Do you have any of these boxes? Have you had these boxes? Are you going to get these boxes? What are your thoughts? I'd like to know. What was your favorite item if you got any of them? I am addicted. I can't say anything else. I love subscription boxes. My Fabfitfun box, I have 1 left in my annual membership, and I'm going to cancel it since I'm on my no-buy. My Causebox, I have 2 seasons left, and after that I'm going to cancel it because I'm on my no-buy. And Rachel Zoe, I'm not in an annual membership, so I do plan on getting that as an annual membership when I'm back to shopping, when I feel like I need it. And they send an anniversary gift every year when you renew, and so I want to do the spring box, so then I get the extra gift for my birthday, which is in early June. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this sort of thing, if you're interested in responsible and ethical consumerism, if you're into project pans and no-buys, I hope you'll subscribe. I put out new videos on Tuesdays and Saturdays and most Mondays. And I really thank you for spending a little bit of time with me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I really appreciate you.